The next product that we're going to talk about is Badar Tactical's SOCOM Spear System. And this is it. You can see it has a ALS mounting system. So I'm going to take my Tier 1 concealment holster, clip it in, and then we're going to talk about a lot of the attributes and the thought process behind this particular setup. So the biggest thing that we look at is I have some magazines behind the gun. And I know what a lot of people are thinking, well, I don't do my speed reload behind my gun. I do it with my other hand, and it's on my belt line, and that's how I do my reloads because they're faster. Why would I want magazines on this side? Well, we always got to look at what the mission is. And for certain individuals that are out there, they face circumstances that are a little bit more unorthodox, i.e. a few examples: shield work, horseback riding for law enforcement, and canine work for law enforcement. The similarity between those three is that their non-firing hand can be tied up, either holding onto the shield, holding onto the horse, or holding on to 85 to 90 pounds of MAL that is ready to launch. And what we're looking at is, what does the user do when they don't want to, or they can't right now take this hand off of whatever it is? And they go to slide lock, which means now trying to manage going to the belt line is going to be somewhat of a challenge. Or I just dump the magazine, go back to the holster, grab my spare ammunition, bring it up to the gun, come back out, drop the slide, and I'm back in action. It's not the way they would probably want to do things, but what they want to do and what they have to do are two different things. We also know that in this particular setup, if I was shot and injured on my left side, this would be a good facilitation of being able for me to be able to reload my gun as well. We also know that if I was working a white light with this hand for whatever reason and something happened, I would still be able to manage my light and of course be able to reload my gun. So when we look at it from that perspective, then it starts to make a lot more sense. With the ALS system from Safari, it makes it a lot easier to be able to negotiate changing out holsters to whatever it is that you want. This is the SOCOM Spear System. One thing that I like about it is that there's normally on a lot of offsets, there's a lot of space back there sometimes. And I think it's a really good way to utilize that space and put extra ammunition. With that said, we kind of covered the reasons why this is a desirable spot where we normally wouldn't consider it before, depending upon your line of work and what you're doing. However, it can also just be a spot that holds extra ammo. So let's just say this hand isn't otherwise occupied. It's fine, everything's good. You're doing two hands on the gun, you keep going for the belt line, keep going for more ammunition. Well, at some point, depending upon how big of a person you are and how many magazines you require or need, we have a very compact spot on the other side that will allow you, hopefully in a lull, to be able to move ammunition from this side of the body to the other side of the body where you normally do your reloads from. An example would be if you were to take, let's say, 3 Glock magazines as spares, right? Not a lot, but it's a lot of ammunition. It doesn't take up a lot of room. But if we were to try to do the equivalent of that in a 1911 in a single stack, you'd run out of room really quickly. So to be able to carry an additional 2 magazines on this side via 1911, that could be a huge benefit to help feed the other side, which is lacking because you're running out of real estate. So I think for certain individuals in certain job descriptions, even those that just want to go out, plink, and have fun, I think this is a really good solution. My only negative that I talked to the company about was I've noticed that a lot of the guys that are running these style of systems, normally at some point, some of them want a leg rig strap. Now for me, I just typically run a drop leg rig because I kind of prefer the strap there. However, what I talked to them about, and maybe they'll consider it, is hooking in a loop right in here to allow that strap to take place so that you, the user, can make a determination of whether you want to run it as kind of a modified drop leg rig or just an offset. So I think that they're on the right track, and I think it's, for some of you guys, check out Badar Tactical, SOCOM Spear.